Tuff Coat Manufacturing presents Tuff Coat and Tuff Coat Marine, the world's #1 non-skid coatings, made in the USA. This video is intended as a general how-to for the application of Tuff Coat and does not cover every possible application or circumstance. If you have a question, please feel free to call us. There are 3 basic steps to a successful application of the Tuff Coat non-skid coating. They are: clean the surface, apply primer, and then apply the Tuff Coat to the surface. These 3 steps apply to the most complex installations of Tuff Coat or to the simplest, like the floor or sole of your old John boat. Let's look at each step more closely. Step 1 is clean. We are talking really clean. This is where a project starts, and a bad start means a bad finish in the floor coating world, so we want to get this part right. We want to remove all the dry debris first. It's during the cleaning stage that you'll want to remove the old sealants or make repairs to the surface. A pressure washer alone is not adequate to remove oil and other contaminants. Even suntan oils must be removed. After literally hundreds of thousands of square feet of applied Tuff Coat, we have found Zepp Industrial Purple, available from Home Depot, to be the best degreaser and surface cleaner. Acid etching is essential, particularly on hard finish or slick troweled concrete. Use an oxalic acid deck brightener for cleaning wood. As with all cleaning solutions, be sure to wear proper eye and skin protection. Seriously, read labels and do what they recommend at all times. Cutting corners never pays off. Be sure to use an all plastic parts weed sprayer or mix it in a bucket. Rinse it twice or flood the surface. Now is a good time to use that pressure washer. Failure to adequately rinse the surface may cause bonding problems later. Step 2. Priming the surface. For all surfaces except metals, Tuff Coat CP10 primer is recommended. CP10 is a 2-part waterborne epoxy of 1:1 ratio. There's a part A and a part B. Whether you mix A into B or B into A, it really doesn't matter. What matters is that you mix even amounts of the material together into one container and then mix that container with a drill mixer. Remember, if you need less than a whole kit, be sure to mix 1:1 equal parts A and B. CP10 is available in quart, gallon, and 5-gallon kits. It is perfectly fine to pre-mix each part A and B, but if you're going to only use partial amounts, be sure you don't cross-contaminate the 2 cans. Mixing should commence for approximately 3 minutes. Effective mixing is taking place when you see the entire volume of the material rolling or moving while being stirred. As you are blending the primer with a drill mixer, you will notice that the viscosity of A and B will change to be more like milk and less like water. This means you're doing a good job of blending them together. Before we move on, let me tell you about another primer option, MP10. MP10 is Tuff Coat's primer for steel and aluminum, whether bare or previously painted and scuffed. MP10 is a water-based etching primer that really bites into and protects metals. It is a single component product that is brick red in color and dries darker than when wet. A gallon will cover about 250 square feet. This Tuff Coat application onto aluminum risers is the perfect use for MP10 primer. Tuff Coat will soon make these risers non-skid in all directions. MP10 goes on like hot butter, very easy to apply. It may be applied with a roller, brush, or even a foam brush or paint sprayer. MP10 is ideal for steel boats and ships, steel staircases, aluminum of all profiles, especially diamond plate. Now back to CP10 and concrete. We will take the CP10 that we blended for 3 minutes and roll it evenly onto the surface to saturation. CP10 can be applied with rollers, brushes, or even paint sprayers. A gallon of CP10 will cover about 225 square feet. CP10 dries in about 4 hours. Wet concrete surfaces that have just been cleaned, we recommend drying overnight, and you have up to 48 hours after application to apply Tuff Coat. Now step 3, the easy part. Application of Tuff Coat, the world's greatest non-skid coating. Tuff Coat is a single component water-based product that is non-flammable and washes up with soap and water. It can be rolled, sprayed, troweled, or even squeegeed onto a surface. It utilizes recycled rubber ground into a crumb for the non-skid aggregate. This makes Tuff Coat superior to other non-skids in comfort and durability of the coating. A gallon of Tuff Coat will cover about 45 square feet of surface area. Think about Tuff Coat like a tire. The more you put down initially, the longer it will wear. Like a tire tread. A wooden paint stick will not mix this material. You'll have to use a drill mixer. It may take a couple minutes to blend Tuff Coat. It really all depends on the type of mixer and the speed of the drill being used. Just be patient. When it looks like smooth pancake batter, you're ready to go. One of the most important things to remember is hold on to the can. Dried Tuff Coat will not come out of clothes or off your shoes. This also means it's tough to come off your hands. Mixing on tarps, wearing gloves along with clothes and shoes you don't mind ruining is really a good idea. As mentioned earlier, raw or uncured Tuff Coat cleans up with simple soap and water, so having a couple of pails of clean water handy make for a quick cleanup of tools and equipment. For once it dries, it's there to stay. A special note, this is experience talking here, if you spill Tuff Coat, stop everything and clean it up. It dries much faster than you think. We mentioned the many different and effective ways Tuff Coat may be applied already, but we will focus on the two most common, rolling and spraying. Tuff Coat requires a special open cell foam roller cover to ensure a uniform finish. The roller covers available at your point of purchase are directly from Tuff Coat. When rolling, a roller pan is not really needed. Save that for the wall painting. With Tuff Coat, just dip the roller into a freshly mixed pail or can while giving a bit of a stir. You may even pour Tuff Coat onto the surface in ribbons and then just roll those ribbons together with the roller until you have a uniform look and texture. Unlike wall paints or other textured paints, you can't over-roll Tuff Coat. In fact, the more you roll it, the more uniform the finish will become. A word about the rolling tools themselves. You will want to use a really sturdy rolling frame. This isn't a wall. You'll be pushing the coating onto the surface and spreading it at the same time, so go ahead and get a good one. You'll also want a long roller handle. The longer the better. A long roller handle will allow you to reach further and to the previous section that you had just completed, therefore always rolling wet to wet material. This will help ensure a uniform finish over the entirety of the project. Now let's talk about the different ways you can spray Tuff Coat. You can use an undercoating or cup gun. For larger projects, a drywall hopper gun, commonly used to apply wall or ceiling textures, works great, and they are relatively inexpensive, usually between $75 and $100. Just be sure to assemble the hopper onto the trigger assembly opposite the picture on the box. They are spraying up and over their heads while you're going to be spraying down onto the ground. For even larger projects, you can use what is basically a hopper gun on steroids. These texture spray rigs, like the Graco Tech Spray, is available from Home Depot rental. They hold 8 times more material, can be filled while another person is spraying. The spray gun is virtually identical to the hopper gun, it is just that the material arrives by hose instead of by gravity. Some projects require taping and masking to protect adjacent surfaces or to impart patterns into the look of your project. Blue painter's tape is fine for most surfaces that are smooth like fiberglass, but for concrete we found that good old 3M yellow masking tape works best. When it comes to removing the tape, do so sooner rather than later and always pull down and away from Tuff Coat. In fact, down and away saves the day. When taping lines or even large radiuses, it's pretty straightforward. Not too difficult, just make sure you get a nice clean edge and press the tape down firmly as you go. Particular care should be given when you're taping lines on top of Tuff Coat. When a small radius is needed, like on this boat deck, just square tape the corner and remove the excess material with a razor knife. There you have it. 3 simple steps to a successful application of Tuff Coat. Clean, prime, and coat. Tuff Coat offers our customers what we call AM to PM and even turnkey solutions. AM means application methods for the do-it-yourselfer, like this video or printed materials available on our website. PM refers to project management. This is where a Tuff Coat representative will come in and work beside in-house pros to see that a large or complex project turns out the way everyone wants it to. And then we also offer turnkey solutions, where Tuff Coat certified installers perform the installation and warranty the application. Thank you for taking the time to watch this basic how-to video. For more information, or should you have any questions, please contact us at www.tuffcoatmarine.com, tuffcoat.net, or give us a call. We appreciate it if you would like us on Facebook. Tuff Coat is also available at Bass Pro, Cabela's, and Overton's, Sherwin-Williams, and other local retailers. If they don't have it, ask for it, or call us direct.